What's good, family? Peace, love, omni bliss. For this video, I'm talking about why religion gives you false hope into an inverted lens on reality, into this acceptance of humanity's societal standards in governments, taxes, credit cards, bills, things like that. So what I realized on my healing journey, and I got this on my face, I'm at a park right now, but besides the point, what I realized on my healing journey is basically, as I wouldn't call it a robot mindset, humanoid mindset, excuse me, but it's really just a low vibrational mindset. When I'm just looking around, when you dive into these frequencies and you accept that reality for what you think it is, for what your ego has been taught, all these things, football, not only football, but sports in general, entertainment, foods, all these things that are accepted by society are stealing your energy. And then you wonder why you're feeling upset. You wonder why you're feeling angry or stressed out, because the things that you do aren't giving back into yourself, into your spirit. That's what I mean by self. And I keep hearing stuff, but anyways, I was gonna make this into 2 videos, but I'm making this into 1 because I'm short on time today. I gotta drop my girl off at work, and I gotta take care of some stuff that I gotta do. So, getting into religion though, starting off with this. First of all, I've been reading into the Quran a little bit and getting educated on the ignorance within that book or that religious text. And I'm reading this, and I wish I had my notebook. I don't have my notebook with me, but I'm reading this, right? And what did it say? I know there's a lot of different perspectives on this within that time period, and the Quran, it talks about how people who don't believe in Allah, for example, right? People who don't believe in Allah have to pay the tax. And I understand these were different time periods, and that's usually the argument that I seen within these chapters and passages. I know there's a different name for it for the Quran, but I mean, I'm just giving you what I know at this moment. I'm not gonna come up with a word and say that's that, you know, just being honest. But that's usually the argument, was the time period that is being written in. But if this is God's writing, right? If this is God's writing or Allah's writing, and he's this omnipotent being, this omnipotent being, right? All-knowing, everything, right? Everything. So even within myself, which I'll get into that in a little bit with Christianity. But why am I writing? Why am I putting emotions on paper if I'm omnipotent, right? I just don't understand that. I don't understand that with logic. And did this shit just move? Am I tripping? I don't know. I turned away, but it just doesn't make sense to me. And going along with that, the Quran, I mean, I understand how Google is an AI generated based search engine, so they're gonna give you the answers that they want you to have. But when you go into I'm trying to stop saying that. when you go into Google and look up Muhammad marrying, I think it's Aisha or something of that sort. Prophet Muhammad marries, it says it marries a 9-year-old. Some people say 15, 16, 18, and he was 50 something. I say he, but he was inverted, so it was really a she. But more onto that later. Even if it was accepted in those time periods, you're still looking up to this being. You're looking up to Prophet Muhammad. And in the Quran too, it says, in the Quran, the Bible, it says, praise no image in the heavens above, the waters below, waters above, and on the earthly plane, right? It's not worded like that exactly, but it's close to that, right? Worship no image of God, but yet you worship the cross, you worship candles with Jesus Christ on it, you worship the Kaaba, right? Yeah, the Mecca. The black cube of Saturn? Do you not see that? Yeah, and so when you learn, I don't think it's called an egregore. Excuse my language, but I forget what it is when a word, I think it's like ice cream and race car, you change the combination of the letters within the word and you get another word. Satan and Sansa. Yeah. And when you learn too about Saturn and how it represents the root chakra, and then root chakra into Satanism and Satanism to root chakra, like blood rituals and shit like that. Not to demonize the root chakra, right? Because it has its purposes for I wouldn't say a more spiritual sense, but a more betterment. I said a betterment. But if Google is telling me that Prophet Muhammad married a 9-year-old or 15-year-old or 16-year-old, 18-year-old, whatever, how is that accepted? And you say you don't look up to Prophet Muhammad, but yet you're still worshiping a Luciferian being. I don't understand that. It's the same thing with Jesus Christ or Abraham, same thing, whatever you worship. And so with that, I mean, the reason why people don't use common sense or logic with these things is because they're scared to face the truth. They're scared to face themselves through that truth. And that's why when how you bring up to someone, meat is bad for you. Meat is carcinogenic. Meat raises that meat is the reason why you have cancer. Meat is the reason why you have high blood pressure. And then when you tell people where this meat is coming from, not only slave farms with cows and chickens and things like that, but human slave trade too, and things like that. It's just they shut down because they can't acknowledge that truth. And so you come up with this emotional response to that, and that's where you lose common sense and logic and reasoning, because this adult is really a child still, and they're scared to confront that because you have too much pride within that for your own reasons. Because people don't want to be wrong, which you're not wrong for being like that, but because everything is perspective. But you would find betterments within a high vibrational mindset. Okay. What else am I going to say? So I wanted to make this video into two. I wanted to make this video into 2 parts, but I'm not going to, right? But I was also going to talk about how secret societies funds. What was the video title? Oh, I wish I had my journal. It was something of the sort as secret, secret, no, societies keep secrets from you to fund their trauma back to you, or to project their trauma back to you through what society normalizes through silent consent. It was going to be something of that sort. And it's chickens over there. And I'm going to correlate that to religion as well. And what I was going to say earlier with how Prophet Muhammad is inverted biologically, if you look into transhumanism and just trans researchers, and I forget what the word is right now, but people who research into this, into biology, into skeletal structure, there's people who research into that, trans investigators. There we go. And you will see, and once you look into it, you will be able to see it like, not necessarily like that, because it's hard to see it just like that, but you will notice the signs, but you won't know if they are actually inverted. Sometimes you will know, and it's easy to tell by like by foot gaits, waist to shoulder, collarbone, eye separation, shoulder structure, chest structure, how, like I said, how people walk and things like that. Majority of celebrities are transgender, and they're groomed into it. That's the thing. They're groomed into it. So you can't blame them for what they're doing, but they know what they're doing, and they don't care. Assaulting children, getting fucked in the ass, putting children on pinwheels and swinging them around, and whatever part it lands on them, that's what you're gonna do to it, or to him, to her, that poor innocent child. You know, although I do understand the polar observation within that, how that child had to go through that for some reason, but still it doesn't make it right. But within their truth, that's right. But it's within their truth of illusions and pillowing their trauma that they came up with the non-moral compass thinking or reasoning. It's getting pretty chilly. I'm gonna put this shit on. I'm getting cold. I was trying to get hyped up for this video because it's been a minute since I've been recording, but I've been researching. I've been doing my research. Come on. Whatever. But like what I was saying earlier, you will tell someone that fast food isn't good for you. They may acknowledge that, but they may also go right back to it. And they're wondering why they feel this way. They feel like shit inside. Duh! Because your stomach or your intestines are your first brain. And that's what I realized. That's what I realized through, I'm allergic to dairy. I'm allergic to yeast. I'll get bad acne. I get bad acne. My first brain is sensitive, okay? And with that, I had to learn how to change my diet by myself, because no one else in my family was going to do that for themselves. So I took it upon myself. Okay, I'm gonna stop eating meat. How are you gonna get your protein? Where does the cow get its protein from? Right there. You know, where does the gorilla get that protein from? How are they so buff? I get it, yeah, its genetics are different, but still, I can get my protein from plants. I look good. I'm I should be 3 years, 3.5 maybe. I'm not thinking of it right now. But it's been that long since I've stopped eating meat. And yes, I've lost a lot of weight. I've gotten a lot of skinnier. But at the same time, the muscle that I've been able to build is just like, wow. And I look good. My veins are popping, you know what I'm saying? My abs are showing. I look lean. I look good. I'm in good physical condition. I'm healthy. My skin looks good. My hair looks good. My smile looks good. You know, I got tattoos. Not that that matters, but by unlearning things that did not work for myself, basically what society was putting onto me, into my family, I unlearned that trauma within my DNA. And I gained clarity from that. I gained clarity because I not only opened and cleared my first brain, but my second brain and all the other brains within me. You know, there's more than one brain, there's more than two brains. And by doing research as well and just practicing mindfulness back to myself and feeding my spirit, I've been able to see through, because I'm seeing through this eye, not these physical eyes. The eye that I see through is not only called discernment, but it's an eye that sees through the physical. And I'm seeing through all these different dimensions. And I'm just like, wow, what am I living in? If, nah, from decoding the Bible and different verses within that in the Quran, and I'm getting into different books as well. Like, I'm getting into Wicca, I'm getting into all these things, paganism, Wicca, the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Is it? It's not called that. Hinduism, Judaism, Islam. There's so many more that I'm looking into as well, that I have on my schedule. But you're only looking for an external source of love, or this title called God, because you have no accountability for yourself. When I gained that clarity, I understood that what I want to achieve, what I desire within a healthy mindset, I can get that for myself. I'm the one in charge. I'm the one in the driver's seat, not God. I've never seen God. I never spoke to God. But the God I have seen has no name. That's the thing. God would not call itself God. And when you heal away from that and you unlearn that trauma, you see why God is called God. You see why God has a Bible, a man-made written book. You see why. Because all love to society, all love to beings who have to unlearn their trauma. But people are ignorant. I'm ignorant too. Because I heard this saying by Divine Messenger 777. If I knew what I was talking about, I wouldn't be speaking. Neither would you. Right? And that's just facts. That's facts within perspective. You know, I'm only 21 physically. I have a long road to go, but I'm so grateful that I am who I am. Not That's the thing. I'm just grateful to be in observation. And yeah, I have trouble sometimes. Yeah, I let my ego take the driver's seat sometimes, but I'm healing away from that. I'm being more patient. I'm doing my affirmations. I'm telling myself, thank you for getting up today, because I'm the reason why I got up today, not God. And getting into secret societies, I think someone's training their dog back there or something. Did you know there's a Masonic Bible? Why is there a Masonic Bible? To be entered apprentice into Freemasonry, you gotta put your hand on a Bible. Why is that? What God are they worshiping? Because it's not God. It's not the God you think of the man in the sky. The God of the air. The God of the sky is Lucifer. I hope you know that. Written by Albert Pike, a 33rd degree Freemasonry. 33rd degree Freemason, not Freemasonry. I'm getting thrown off because there's a dog running nearby, but secret societies run this chessboard that we live in. You can see it through music, through sports. Beyond that, the Vatican, church, religious groups, Society of Jesus, Synagogue of Satan. I mean, BlackRock, Bilderberg Group, NASA. It's everything. Everything that's mainstream, bro. Yeah. Because what we live in, what we experience, the observation of living in through this physical image or projection is satanic, Luciferian, low vibrational, you know? But understanding that, you see the love within that, you see the high vibrations within that, and a part of that is leaving that inverted mindset that religion gives to you, that sports give to you, because they're stealing your energy. When you heal from that, you're like, oh shit, I was the creator the whole time. Not I as in Justin Travis, but I as in I am that I am not. And you wonder why we're still paying taxes, we're still paying bills and shit like that, right? Because people don't want to give time to themselves. People don't want to face themselves. People don't want to face their trauma. Which, by all means, do what you want to do. But I would say this, at least try it. At least try to do something for yourself and go down that road of unlearning and relearning how to live for yourself and not for an invisible, or not invisible, but a non-existent title that was man-made the whole time. See, a lot of beings won't realize this until the moment that they are about to transcend, or I'm not gonna say reincarnate, because you're the reason why you are reincarnating. But the reason why, when you're on death's doors, you're going to realize you worked your entire life for a system that never cared for you. Because when you transcend, or when you get up out of your body and leave, you're not leaving, because you never understood that. You never understood that you were the observation. You never understood that. Within this Truman Show realm, I mean, the sun, damn, that's blinding me. But the sun is not called the sun. Don't you get that? You were told that it was called the sun. You were told that grass is grass. You were told to sit on a bench. You were told to go to school. You were told to get groceries. You were told to get gas. Ancestral, passed down ancestral inherited trauma. Like, when you go on this healing journey, you understand your grandpa, you understand your great grandpa, and you're able to see where these traumas come from within you, because that DNA is in you. It's passed down to you or to myself, you know. It's like, wow, just smiles when you see through it. But you know what I'm saying? I do have my hard days too. Can't front with you. We all do, right? We're still having this human experience. Or what you think is human, right? That's really it for this video. I ain't gonna lie to you. I gotta use the restroom and all that. I gotta get out of here. I gotta walk back to where I'm staying. But if you enjoyed this video, like the video if you choose to. I'm just here to spread positivity. I'm here to spread an open-minded perspective. I'm here to just give you my perspective on life that works for myself. And you know what I'm saying? You go in with your tweezers, you pick and pull what works for you, you take it out. And if it doesn't work for you, all good and done. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's it for today. I'm coming up with daily uploads again. I'm getting acclimated to my new lifestyle with van life, and it was a hurdle. It was a little hurdle. It's still, you know what I'm saying, things come up that are like, damn, that just fucking suck. But the outcome of my troubles, I'm really just facing myself through these instances and how I react to it. That's the thing. That's the thing people don't understand about life, about this game called life. People will say, why is this happening to me? Instead of, how can I learn from this experience? Because when you learn from that experience, you can use that knowledge, or you can use that experience in an infinite amount of other things. That's all I gotta say. Thank you for watching. I'm gone. Peace.